The Department of Parks and Recreation is one of the many city departments that help Galveston Island continue to be a beautiful and safe place to live. Though you may know parks departments for their playgrounds and recreation centers, the Parks Department does so much more. Everything from maintaining parks, trimming trees, and working behind the scenes. These are just some of the things done by the Department of Parks and Recreation.
Hello, my name is Barbara Sanderson, Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of Galveston. The Parks and Recreation Department is responsible for many things. We're responsible for all the esplanades on Broadway, the maintenance, the grass mowing, the rights-of-way, the city buildings that are around town, all the parks, the playground parks, the ball fields, the soccer fields.
Maintenance at different facilities is different. Some areas we just mow the grass. Other areas we have bushes, shrubs, flowers we take care of. We take care of the playground equipment, and if anything rusts, comes apart, breaks, we fix it, repair it. We do a little bit of everything at the baseball fields. Maintenance consists of cutting the grass. We drag the dirt in fields. We mark the lines before the games are played in the evening time.
Daniel gets excited about the installation of new playground equipment and stuff. He's our future of the Parks Department. He's our guy that's out there moving that dirt and moving that grass and getting things ready and moving on to the next project. So he's our driver. He's the one that's pushing us forward.
I enjoy everything about my job, but I really enjoy probably the athletic fields, helping make sure they're in tip-top shape and that they're marked and ready for play, because I love sports all around. I'd say the most challenging part of the job is we have to fit everything in depending upon priority. Sometimes we might have to look at one situation where if something needs to be done, but something's a little more important that has to be done because of games that are going on today, or soccer competitions that are this weekend, so we have to pull people away to make sure fields are ready, or to make sure one park's ready because of an event that's happening that weekend.
Did you know the Parks Department also helps maintain the city-owned cemeteries? This includes cutting the grass and keeping grave sites neat and clean.
The interactions I like the most are with the citizens that call us and talk to us, because sometimes we can't be at every playground all the time. So when the citizens call and let us know about problems or concerns or things they see, that's very helpful to us. I'd like the community to know we're doing the best job we can. We're trying to make playgrounds safe and fun for the kids. We're trying to keep the roadways clean. And we love getting everything ready for the community, and if there's anything that the community sees that needs to be done or has any suggestions in any parks, any roadways, we'd love to hear from them.
A lot of people don't know what's beyond the door in this recreation center. We're lucky here in Galveston. I'll touch on both of them. The history of everything in every park we have. I mean, we are so fortunate that we have parks that are long-term parks, where a lot of cities have to go out and create parks. Where we have historical parks here in Galveston that have been long-term for a long time and have been named after people that have meant something, or named after neighborhoods. So we're very fortunate and have families around that still know those people. Other cities don't even have families around that know the people.
John Armstrong, I'm the Recreation Superintendent for the City of Galveston. Basically, my job is to create and oversee recreation programs at two recreation centers, the McGuire Dent Recreation Center, which we're at, and the Wright CUNY Recreation Center. Basically, what I try to do, again, as a supervisor, is find programs that I think will work in the recreation centers. I do that by looking at what other cities do, talking to the people in the community, seeing what they're interested in, trying to implement those programs, trying to find the correct personnel to help dictate those programs and run those programs, and just we kind of try to measure the success by positive feedback from our participants and by numbers. Give you a brief history of both the recreation centers as I know it and I've been told it. Menard Park, it was not named McGuire-Dent yet. Menard Park and the Wright CUNY Recreation Centers, which are basically on the same footprint of ground that they are now. The city acquired them in roughly 1938 to 1940. They were USO facilities for the government, and city operated them for years. In the early 2000s, we had the plans to redo Wright CUNY. It had been torn down, and we rebuilt it. It was named after a famous Galvestonian, Norris Wright CUNY, who was, I believe, one of the first city councilmen of color in the city of Galveston. We then, a couple of years later, Menard Park. The park still is still named Menard Park, but the recreation center was changed. There's a lady, I believe her name was Isola Collins, that asked the city, gave us some history on McGuire-Dent, and the city elected to change the name. It's been a great. For years, I started here in 1998, and at that time we had two older recreation centers which are on the same site that the two newer ones were. And at that time we were probably 99.9% youth-based in our programming. With this recreation center, the McGuire-Dent Recreation Center, we have this huge fitness area, so we've had to look into more and more adult programming, and that was something we had not done. I had not done since years past. I was a tennis pro in some years past, so had to again go online, look, see what other cities were doing, talk to people who had come in to use the fitness equipment, see what they're looking for, and try to implement those. Outside of our fitness equipment, we've got a group of ladies. Not all senior citizens, some of them are younger, but adult ladies that like to come in. They started out playing badminton, and then I found a sport called pickleball. They were looking for something else to be competitive at a regional and statewide level.
Well, it's just a lot of fun, moving around, trying to figure out what you should do or don't do. Usually I figure it out after the fact, so. But it's great exercise, and we've got a great group of people that helps us, young ladies, I call them.
These ladies play competitively as part of the Galveston Badminton Pickleball crew. But anyone is free to join and play. Even John and park staff play with the men's team sometimes. Even so, it's all part of a day's work.
As myself and my staff have grown closer with the adult population and senior population here in Galveston, it's easier to say, hey, what would you like to see? I saw this at a convention. I saw this on TV. Hey, look at this YouTube video. This is a neat sport we just picked up. Do you think that would interest you? And just because we become more and more familiar with the clientele and the citizens, the adult and senior citizens, it's become much easier.
However, it's no surprise that park staff spends much of their time preparing and offering a wide variety of activities for children. Wright CUNY in particular is focused on offering after-school activities, including music lessons, dance, and sports. But the Recreation Center truly shines during the summer.
We have a huge summer rec program. Kids can come here. We're not a daycare center, but kids can come here as early as 8 o'clock in the morning, or at Wright CUNY. We have program activities from 8 to Basically 12 o'clock, kids can do tennis classes, arts and crafts, cheerleading and tumbling. We have a sports camp where they'll get a little bit of basketball, football, and volleyball. For the girls who don't do the football, they get a little bit of volleyball at that point. We do baseball/softball with them inside, teaching them the fundamentals and the basics of the games. Just a lot of stuff going on. And sometimes a parent will come up and say, hey, we're interested in one activity or another, and I say, well, if you can find me an instructor, or if I can find an instructor, we'll go for it. And we've done some things like that in the past. I'm kind of partial. I like working with kids, but the adults are fun too. It's seeing the kids come in and learn something that they didn't know and leave with a smile on their face. It's seeing that adult come in that maybe when you saw them a year ago, they were a little heavier than what they are now. And they'll come in, they're just so excited because they've reached a certain goal or a certain milestone in their health, and they're excited about that.
You know, everybody doesn't have a water bill, and everybody doesn't have their trash picked up by the garbage department or sanitation. And everybody doesn't meet the policeman, everybody doesn't meet a fireman, but a lot of people who are just your average person coming or going in Galveston or living here happen to walk into a park or a playground or in the recreation center.
Me, my staff, everybody here, we're here for each other. We're here for the citizens of Galveston. We want you to take care of the place, but we want you to enjoy it.
The Parks and Recreation Department take pride in the work they do, and that they treat it like it's their front lawn at home, or, you know, we've always considered ourselves a family in this department.